Hey y'all, it's your girl Nadia.
And it's me, Coach T.
And we are two average people.
Yes, we are.
I hope you guys are getting ready for the holidays and you're doing your thing. I love Christmas. I mean, he's already ready. I'm
ready.
Clearly not as festive
Let's
yet.
go.
But, wishing you guys a happy, safe, peaceful, joyous holiday. We also want to thank you guys for all your support.
It's been amazing.
It's been amazing. All our followers, all our fans, we love you guys. We thank you. We thank you. We thank you.
We also want to make sure we encourage you to watch these videos all the way through. This watch time is going to be great for the algorithm gods. So please bless us with that. Hit the likes and the shares whenever you can as well.
Yeah, you could just, put it on in the background.
Yeah,
go watch dishes.
Sing it in the background.
We do that all the time. We'll
Let's
just
go.
keep it up on the TV and just like, I said that.
Actually, a few people have told us that they just put it on in the background.
Yeah.
It's nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So we thank you guys. Today, we were talking about this the other day, and so we wanted to come and see what you guys thought, because this is such a controversial topic.
This is one, guys.
And that's the topic of exes. Right. Exes. I've met people that are like, yeah, I don't know anything about my boyfriend's exes.
I mean,
and I'm like, really? And then I've also talked to people who are like, no, I need to know everything about it. Like, so you have the crowd that's like, I don't care. And then you have the crowd that's like, no, I need to know everything.
But then you also have the crowd that's like, depending on how you're talking about it, will kind of judge you based on what you say. Like, if you say all my exes are crazy, that kind of, says more about you than it does about the exes.
Facts. Yes. I personally think it's important to know, especially when you're dating, to know something about past relationships.
Yeah, it's important.
I mean, you don't want to spend all your time on it because it's in the past, but I feel like you definitely need to ask those questions about past relationships and, obviously you're only going to get one side of it, but it might give you some information.
It's definitely gonna give you some information.
Sure. I know that we've talked about our exes, but as we've been married for a while, it becomes less and less significant.
Mm-hmm.
But the question I have for you guys is,
that's a good one.
Is it possible to have a simple and no attachment relationship with your ex?
Now, again,
simple and no attachment relationship with your ex.
It's got to both be simple and no attachment. So all right, here we go.
When I thought about this, I was like, when you say relationship, to me, a relationship implies two people coming together in some way for a common goal, right?
Yeah.
So you have a relationship with your doctor, right? Of some, it's different than the relationship you may have with your boss or your spouse or whatever. But you have a relationship with your doctor. You may see them once, twice a year, but you're coming together for your health.
Right.
Your boss, you have a working relationship with your boss. Obviously, you have many connections within your relationship with your spouse, or you should. And so when you say relationship, it implies that you're coming together for some common purpose.
At very least in a cooperative fashion. We're coming together to work together to do something or to accomplish something.
I mean, because relationships can be bad, and therefore it's not cooperative. But I hear what you're saying.
I guess so. I
hear what you're saying. I like to dig deep, y'all, a little bit. Shut up. So I was like, relationship, okay, with your ex. Okay, so I'm not talking about friends on Facebook or social media. And some people might think that that's an issue, to be friends on Facebook or, social media, because that's keeping the lines of communication open.
It's more than keeping it open. It's keeping it going in a lot of cases, depending on what you're talking about.
Well,
depending on what you're talking about, yeah.
So what do you mean keeping it going? Being friends with your ex on Facebook or Instagram or wherever.
Right. I guess I think about it like this. If I had your phone number, there's a few things that I could do. I can call you. I can text you. We can even FaceTime, perhaps. Right. But like Instagram, I could do all of those things and check where you are, check your history, see what you've been doing. And so it keeps it like extra open. And so for some people's friends on social media is more of an invitation than we like to admit.
Okay.
I'm not suggesting one way or the other. Just
you're not saying
putting
should
it out
or
there,
shouldn't.
just putting it out there that is a thought. That is a legit thought that folks have been expressing.
And I personally know people. I know people who just refuse to be on social media or to be on like Facebook and certain platforms because of that.
Like, I don't know that I would be friends with an ex on Snapchat because I feel like that it just looks bad. It just looks bad.
Okay.
There's no real good about that because it's like, well, why do you need to be friends with an ex on a platform that's going to, disappear your messages like soon after?
Right.
There's just something that feels awkward about that. Right. Is all I'm saying.
Right. Right. And this is why this is so controversial, because I personally don't really feel like you can have a simple no attachment relationship with your ex unless there's caveats. Children involved.
Okay.
Or there's some sort of business arrangement that happens before you guys were exes.
Kind of
like if you're business partners.
Right. Like,
obviously if there's kids, you have to communicate about your kids. You have to, but other than that, why are you talking to your ex? Like I'm not talking about, we run into each other at some event or I see you on the street for some reason. I'm not talking about that. Like okay, if I see one of my exes on the street, I'll be like, hey, how's it going? How you doing? How's life? Whatever. It wouldn't be, because I really don't have any hard feelings towards any of my exes. However, outside of that, why are we talking? Like what is the need to have a relationship?
But the question isn't why are we talking? The question is, is it possible? Is it feasible to have that kind of relationship that is both unentangled and easy?
And I want to say it. I don't think so. But then I look at my parents.
Right. And
so my parents obviously were together for a long time. They were never married. They had me. I'm an only child with them. But they actually are friends now. My mom helps out my dad at his business. I can't say they always get along, but they, for the most part, get along really well. And my dad's remarried. He's married.
And the wife is around.
And his wife is around and we're all together.
Yeah, everybody's together.
What my mom said to me once when I asked her about this, which I thought was really, really interesting, was she said, the only reason why I couldn't be friends with your dad is if I still was in love with him or I hated him. And I'm neither. I love and respect him for being your father and being the man that he is, but that in love and the hate is not there. Yeah. And so for her, it was like, I have no reason to not be a friend to him. My dad feels the same way, but people looking in, it's like, why is she always around? Like, why are they how are they friends? Like, how is his wife okay with this? And so I feel like when she said that was a really mature way of looking at it. However, I don't know that people can always operate that way.
Yeah, and that's tough. I got to tell you. And again, your parents are a little bit older and a little bit wiser than most. Mm-hmm. So, could this same relationship happen in their 30s, 40s, hell, 50s? I don't know.
That's the thing. I don't know.
Maybe age and wisdom has taught them a lesson or two that those of us who have yet to cross that threshold still have yet to pick up on. But
right.
there is a lot of wisdom in what your mom said.
Right.
You
And
know, if there was still feelings there, then I guess that would be hard, but that's not the case. Like, at least that's what she's professing. So
right.
And
Right.
okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So what if one of your exes just randomly wrote you on Facebook, be like, hey, just saying hi, seeing how the family's going, how you been, and started a conversation that way? Or let me put it on the opposite side. What if one of my exes did that? Would you feel a certain kind of way about it?
No.
As my husband?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. I feel the same way with you.
No, because you can't control other people's behavior. So if you're mad at me because my ex wrote me, I guess you just mad then. Because
I think where people would be upset is the engagement that I would give back.
Right. And that's
you know what I'm saying? Because I know some of my friends and their husbands would be like, yeah, but you talked back. Why did you do that? Like, why didn't you shut it down? Like, if my ex wrote me and said, hey, how's life? How's the family? Whatever the case may be. Why didn't you say, I'm good. I'm not talking to you anymore. We're in the past. Like, I feel like some people would expect their spouse to do that.
And I get that. That just feels really immature to me, though. It does. It feels really immature. Like, if an ex wrote and said, hey, how you doing? Okay. That doesn't mean that there's not a line or a threshold. But before the line of that threshold, as far as I'm concerned, if I'm doing my job, I'm doing my job. I'm not really worried about him. I'm worried about me. And if I'm doing my job and he can still pull you, bye. If you gotta go, you gotta go. I understand.
Yeah, you just gonna let me go that
No,
easy?
but if you don't want to stay, I'm not gonna hog tie you either.
I hear what you're saying.
As long as you want to stay, I'll fight for this. But if you want to go, if that's what you want to do, that's now a lot of people. Let's say men. An ex wrote you in those situations, they would feel like responding at all or responding without shutting it down immediately is saying that that's what you want.
And I feel, yes.
I don't agree with that.
Well, when you think of a relationship where there's insecurity and there's trust issues.
Well, that's what I think
I feel like that's
there.
right.
I think that's the problem. I don't think it's an ex writing and saying hi. I think it's an insecurity issue that we got to address, which is okay. It's just, let's address it then.
I agree 100%. I think, in our relationship, it wouldn't be a thing. We would even be like, hey, guess who wrote me today? And it's like, oh, okay. It's not a thing. But I can see in some relationships where it could be a true problem. Like, why are you talking to your ex? You have no need to talk to your ex. And honestly, I kind of agree, again, that there doesn't need to be a relationship with your ex unless there are kids or there's something that you guys need to communicate about. Kids, business, maybe previous property, something like that. But other than that, you hanging out with your ex.
Now
why?
Let's make this a little bit more complicated now. All right. Now let's say that same ex who wrote you is an ex that or let's say that there's a previous cheating scenario, right? We're all forgiven up and it's all good. And that person reaches out again.
Wait, you cheated on your spouse?
Yeah, so let's say I cheated on you with an ex.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And you forgiven, it's been time, is gone, and we're good, and it's good, and we all forgotten about it now, right? And then that ex reaches out again. Oh,
no, you need to cut ties altogether.
Right.
To me.
Okay.
I feel like, I'm sorry, I probably didn't let you finish.
No, go for it.
You need to cut ties. If there was a previous infidelity relationship with an ex, those ties y'all don't need to be friends on Facebook, Instagram, numbers need to be blocked. Cause there's no way for me to believe that the relationship that you guys are having is simple with no attachments.
I mean, clearly
I'm just not gonna believe some attachment. There's nothing you're gonna say that's gonna make me believe that. However, if you guys don't know, one of my favorite movies is Enemy of the State.
Yes.
And it's a whole, I'm not gonna get into it because of time, but one thing that was an issue in the movie was that he was still doing business with his ex that he cheated on.
That's true.
You remember that?
That's true.
And so his wife got, I guess, a private investigator or something saw them and took pictures of him with the ex. They were outside. It wasn't anything, but she was like, how are you supposed to expect me to believe that you're not cheating with her? And we went to a counselor for a year about her. And now you can't even like admit that you're even seeing her, even though it was just business. And it literally was just, at least in the movie
at that time. Right.
So to answer your question, I feel like if that has happened where you have cheated with your ex,
right, all
communications need to be cut. Personally,
let's say all communications were cut, but again, my Instagram is still my Instagram. You could find me. I'm not hard to find. So let's say that person reaches out. What is my response? How should I respond in a way that makes you feel secure?
For me, I would say either you don't respond at all.
No response.
Or you need to shut it down right away.
What does shut it down look like to you?
For me, it would be like, I'm not going to have any communication with you now or going forward. Please don't call me again.
Full stop, period.
Full stop. Please don't reach me again.
Gotcha. Okay. I ain't mad at that.
And most people, I think, will get the picture.
Yeah.
If they're continually reaching out to you, okay, now we're talking about stalker behavior.
Yeah,
which
dudes can be. I know dudes can be persistent. Particularly, dudes can be persistent.
Yeah.
Yeah, normally you find like ladies don't like that type of rejection, so they'll take it maybe once and then they never come back. They're not gonna do that again. Some dudes are armor plated. They could just take rejection like a freight train and keep going. So yeah, that's probably pretty accurate.
We shutting it down.
Yeah, shut it down.
But again, that could be complicated if you have children, because if you take that same situation but you had a child with that person, how do you not have communication with that person?
Yeah, how do you keep that person that child from the other side of the family?
Right. And some people, how would I ever trust that when you drop the kid off, you pick the kid up or whatever, do I just go with you every time?
No.
I personally don't want to live in that kind of like, I have to go with you every time to pick up your child, or I have to be on, like, I don't want to live like that.
Yeah. And I don't think anybody should have to, but like you said, it goes back to a situation being complicated. Yeah. Can we do this without it being complicated? The question is a lot tougher than you think it is when you really put those two caveats there. Complicated, not complicated, and unattached. It puts the question in real world terms. Because not everything in real world is cut and dry. Right. Not everything is black and white. Sometimes this thing is complicated. Right. And you really got to assess, what would I do in this situation? Right. What genuinely would I do if I was here? Right. Knowing me, knowing the situation. That's tough. It's
tough. I mean, I gotta say, it is really, really tough. And that's why I think if there's no attachment at all, then it becomes more simple.
Well,
we don't really need to talk unless for some reason we run into each other, we see each other, maybe occasional, hey, how you doing on Facebook, whatever. That's fine. But I think when it becomes complicated is when the attachments are there. So I can't have a no attachment relationship with my ex if I have an attachment, like kids.
Oh, okay. So in that case, kids or a business or that level of attachment just excludes them from the whole question altogether.
Correct.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
That puts a whole different layer on it.
Yes.
That sounds like a part 2.
Yeah.
Sound like let's dive deep.
We might have to do a part 2 with this one, but I want to know what you guys think about this, because I know exes, talking to people, exes can be complicated. Like I said, for us, we've been married almost 13 years, so we may talk about our ex here and there. But
here and there.
The longer you stay together, the less significant it becomes, unless you make it significant. Okay. So, let us know what you guys think about.
Yes, it's important. It's important because there's a whole debate.
The exes, because some people be like, no, I'm friends with my ex. We're cool. And I'm like, but then, like I said, I look at my parents and they are friends.
They are doing it.
When we get together, we all get together. When we go out to eat, all of us go out to eat. So so it can be done, but
I don't know.
It would be awkward just bringing my ex to hang out with us.
Yeah, that's weird. That's weird, but it's not terrible, I guess.
It's not terrible.
Let's talk about it.
But a few of my exes, we've run in the same circles with a few of my exes. So if we ended up at some event with them being there,
that's not unheard of.
That's not unheard of, right? So anyway,
we want to hear from you because this is a whole debate thing. This is a whole thing. This is a whole thing.
We love you guys. Again, have a happy holidays. We'll obviously be posting more until the holidays, but we thank you guys. Thank you. Look out for all of the things. We have some great things coming up in the new year. We have
some free products coming out.
Free products. We're working on our book.
Our book is going to be released.
So
2023.
We're really excited, y'all, about 2023.
The 10 Commandments.
Yay!
Yes.
All right, y'all. Remember, we're better together.